In today's video, we're going to be putting my championship ball knowledge to the ultimate test, and you can go ahead and do the same as well. We're going to be playing Planet Football's end of season championship quiz to see just how much I know about the second tier. It's a bumper quiz all about this season. You guys can get involved as well. I'll leave a link to the quiz in the description down below. Let me know your high score, or if you want to play along with me in the video, feel free to do so. There are loads of other championship quizzes over on Planet Football as well, so make sure to go ahead and check them out. Without any further ado, let's jump in. Alright, starting out with question 1. Leeds United ended on 90 points but only finished third. Who was the last club to hit 90 plus points and not go up automatically? To be fair, I've got a feeling that I have seen this on Twitter already. Pretty sure it's Sunderland. I definitely know they achieved it at least. Brighton, Wolves, Ipswich, obviously all been promoted from the Championship previously, but I'm fairly sure it is Sunderland, and it was all the way back in 97-98, so we're off to an alright start here. Question 2. Ipswich Town only lost once at home all season. Who was the only club to win away at Portman Road? Absolutely insane that, by the way, and if I'm not mistaken, that was Leeds United. Yeah, 4-3, bonkers game, but to only lose one match at home all season, my word. Question 3. Blackburn's Semi Smodics won the Golden Boot, but who finished runner-up in the top goal scorers chart? Alright, we got Somerville, Morgan Whittaker, Adam Armstrong and Jamie Vardy as the potential answers. I don't think it's Vardy. I'm pretty sure it's not Somerville either. It's between Whittaker and Armstrong. I've got a feeling it's Adam Armstrong, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go Adam Armstrong, and it is 21 goals in the end. 6 fewer than Smodics, though. Who topped the assist charts for the season? Fairly certain that was Leif Davis in the end. Rutter, Dewsbury Hall and Gabriel Sara all up there for chances created. But I'm pretty sure it was Leif Davis with the assist record, and it was 18 assists from fullback. Very much looking forward to seeing how he gets on in the Premier League next season with Ipswich. Rotherham endured a miserable relegation campaign, picking up just 27 points, which was the last club to register a lower championship points tally. Oh God, this is where I might be stumped here. I know for a fact that Rotherham have finished on less than 27 points previously, but it's just a question of whether or not any of these sides have as well. It won't be Bradford City. They've not been in the Championship that recently, and I know that Rotherham did it. Oh God, when would that have been? Around 2017 maybe, when Rotherham hit the record low points tally, but have either Barnsley or Sheffield Wednesday gone lower than 27 in that time? Barnsley in that relegation season were really bad. Sheffield Wednesday weren't great when they went down either, but I can't remember how many points they finished on. I'm going to hedge my bets and go Rotherham. Could be wrong. Okay, it is though, yeah, 2016/17, 23 points. Alright, we're cooking on gas at the moment. 5 questions. 5 right so far. Which of these managerial reigns was the shortest? Darren Moore at Huddersfield, Ian Foster at Plymouth, Wayne Rooney at Blues or Mick Beale at Sunderland? Oh, this is a tough question. This is a tough question. Let's go through this in my head. Off the bat, I don't think the answer is Darren Moore. I think Huddersfield fans wanted him out fairly early on, but if I remember rightly, he was afforded quite a bit of time in that job. It felt like Rooney was at Birmingham for ages because he had the chance to take them from obviously 6th in the table to so low down. I've got a gut feeling that this is between Ian Foster and Mick Beale. I think that the dodgy thing with the Sunderland one is they got rid of Mowbray and there was quite a bit of lag before they then appointed Beale. Obviously he didn't then last long until he was shown out the door, but I don't think Foster, did he last that long either? Gut feeling says that Mick Beale was probably the shortest out of all them. I'm going to go Mick Beale, and it was, okay, 63 days in the end. It was actually Rooney as the second lowest at 83, then Foster, and then Darren Moore, but yeah, quite a bit actually the shortest there for Mick Beale. Which of these clubs did not sack a manager this season? That will be Cardiff. Errol Bulut still going strong. Will be interesting to see if he's still being the man back there going into next season. Always seems to be a little bit of tension between Bulut and the higher ups there at Cardiff, but overall done a very good job, you have to say, this season. Which Championship player underperformed their XG the most? Alright, It's got to be Rutter or Daka. I have looked into the stats quite a lot throughout this season. Godin was guilty of missing quite a few chances, I think, in the first half of the season. Roberts, I know, is up there as an underperformer, but I've not looked at these stats in a while. I just know that continually throughout the season, Rutter was always near the top of the charts. But Daka, in the final 2 months of the season, my word, did he miss some sitters. But I'm going to go Jorginho Rutter. I just think consistently he'd always miss the most big chances. So I'm going to go Rutter, and it was 6 goals from an XG of 12.3. I mean, the guy's an absolute baller. He just can't shoot, can he? If he added that to his game, he'd be, yeah, one hell of a player. That's just his only sort of glaring weakness. Which club had the best record in the period after the final March international break? Oh, don't know how much there'll be in here between all these. So we've got Millwall, Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday, and Stoke as the potential answers. I've got a feeling it's between Millwall and Middlesbrough. I know for a fact that Millwall picked up more points past the point of Harris returning than any other Championship club, but how that lines up with the March international break, I'm not so sure, because Middlesbrough went on a really good run towards the end of the season, didn't they? If they didn't have that injury crisis in the middle of the season, stood a very good chance of making it into the top 6. Wednesday and Stoke accumulated a lot of points in the back end of the season, but I don't think it's these two. Is it Millwall or Middlesbrough? I mean, Millwall climbed from like being threatened by relegation to about 13th in the table, so I feel like it is them. But it could be Middlesbrough, but I'm going to go Millwall. Okay, and it is, yeah. Wow, 16 points from their last 8 matches. Oh wow, so QPR also picked up 16 points, but Millwall had a marginally better goal difference, so they were the next side in there. Which 2023/24 Championship club has been in the division for the longest continuous amount of time? Pretty sure that it's Birmingham, and they've just passed that record over to Bristol City, Preston and QPR after their relegation, yeah. Had a feeling I saw that one on Twitter. 13 consecutive seasons before relegation. Wow. For reference, Rotherham completed 10,484 passes in 23-24. How many passes did Southampton complete? Oh my god. I mean, it's got to be one of the big numbers. Immediately, I'm drawn to this one just because it's the biggest number there. I mean, I've got no idea. I'm not that much of a Championship nerd where I'm looking into the passes completed sort of stats, but the sort of football they play, building up from the back, Russ Martin, the possession they average. I mean, this could be a trick question, but I've got a feeling it's got to be between the top 2. How possession heavy they are. I'm just going to 50-50 it, go for that one. And it is. That is absolutely ridiculous. 28,000 passes. Southampton this season. And we're on an absolute roll in this quiz, by the way. Leeds became only the second side in English League history to do the double over the top 2 and finish 3rd. Who was the other? Alright, I've got no idea on this one. This may be where we fall down a little bit. So it's either Chelsea in 2013-14, Arsenal in 14-15, Spurs in 15-16, or Leeds in 18/19. Leeds in 18-19, who would have been the top 2 that season? It would have been Bielsa, Norwich, Sheffield United. No idea if they did the double over those 2 sides that season. My gut feeling just says maybe Tottenham, because it feels like quite a Tottenham thing to do. Beat the sides above you and ultimately finish 3rd. But honestly, this is 25% each way. I've got no idea here. I'm going to go Tottenham. And it wasn't. It was Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. All right, yeah. Wouldn't have known that one, to be fair. That was just a bit of a punt. The first one we got wrong so far. On a technicality as well, that was a bit of a Premier League / Championship question. So I'm giving myself a little bye with that one, we'll say. Which of these players was signed for a club record fee? Emmanuel Latte-Lath, Hadji Wright, Jaden Philogene, or Shea Charles? Shea Charles was a lot of money. Was he about 9 million in the end? But Southampton must have signed players for more than that when they were in the Premier League. Emmanuel Latte-Lath was quite a bit, but I don't think he was a record for Borough. Got to be between Hadji Wright and Jaden Philogene. Hull, I've got a feeling have signed more expensive players in the past. I feel like it is Hadji Wright, with add-ons included. The money they got for Gyökeres and Hamer, got a feeling it was that one. Yeah. Decent season in the end, I thought, for Hadji Wright. Always quite like the look of him when I got to see him play. Yannick Bolasie spent a brief stint at Swansea City, making 10 appearances. Which country is he now playing football? I do know this one because I saw a compilation of him on Twitter the other day. Now playing in Brazil, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, what a change up that is, moving from Swansea to Brazil. Very short-lived cameo, it has to be said, in the Championship with Swansea, but bit of fun nonetheless. How many points had Sheffield Wednesday picked up from their first 11 matches prior to appointing Danny Röhl in October? Definitely wasn't 9 points, definitely wasn't 7 points. I've got a feeling it was 3. I'm pretty sure they hadn't won any of their first 11 and that they got maybe 3 draws in there. Yeah, that's what I thought. 3 points from their first 11 matches. Honestly, Danny Röhl, absolute genius. Right up there as a manager of the season candidate for me with Kieran McKenna. Who was the last team prior to Ipswich to achieve back-to-back promotions to the Premier League? Right, I know for a fact it was either Southampton or Norwich. Definitely the 2 most recent sides to do it, but who did it last? Thing is, this is quite tough because they were 1 season apart from each other. I'm pretty sure one of them did it in 2011 and then the other one did it in 2012. I've got a feeling Norwich was more recent. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Southampton. Fair play. I did know it was between those two. Gut feeling said it was Norwich did it more recently, but it was Southampton. Question 17. Which club did Crystal Palace sign Adam Wharton from in the winter window? That was Blackburn Rovers. What a signing he's proven to be for Crystal Palace, by the way. He's been absolutely ripping it up in the Premier League, as I'm sure every Blackburn fan knew that he would. Which Championship player completed the most dribbles in 23/24? Oh, I should know this. I look into the stats a lot. Straight off the bat, Mavididi and Fatawu, very good for dribbling, but I don't think it's either of them. I have a feeling it's between Clark and Rutter. I know for a fact, because I made a TikTok on it, prior to Clark getting injured, he was clearly the number 1 in terms of dribbles, but then he spent a few months on the sidelines and it's whether Rutter caught him up in that time. This one's a bit of a coin toss, to be honest with you. Clark was so far ahead before he got injured, but he did spend a good few months on the sideline. Did Rutter catch him up in that time? I'm going to say no, I think Clark just got it. And he did. Oh my god, that was close in the end though, Jesus. 276 dribbles, Rutter 275 dribbles. It couldn't have been closer. We are on for a decent run here. Right, which one's this? Which ex-footballer was pictured looking on disapprovingly at the Prime Minister at a Championship match in December? Oh, I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was at Southampton, wasn't it? Because I remember the Russ Martin comments after. Is it a trick question with Matt Letizia being on there? Because I know this was at Southampton. I could be wrong here. I'm going to go Letizia, and was it? It was Matt Letizia, come on. Final question of the quiz. Which Leicester man is celebrating with a can of Stella here? Right, this could be a trick question, but everything surely points towards this being Jamie Vardy. Am I right? Of course it is Jamie Vardy. All right, we take that at the end of the day. All right, so with all it's said and done, I scored 18 out of 20. Let me know in the comments down below if you played this before me doing it. Did you manage to beat my score? I'll take that, to be honest. 18 out of 20, that's not too shabby whatsoever. If you'd like to see more of this thing on the channel a bit more often, then make sure to show your support on today's video. Go ahead and head over to Planet Football if you'd like to do any similar quizzes on the Championship. I'll leave a link down below. But apart from that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.